Netflix's latest sci-fi offering Atlas, starring Jennifer Lopez and directed by Brad Peyton, was flooded with negative reviews from top critics. I knew then, I had to check it out for myself. Is it as bad as they claim, or is there more to this story? Let me break it down for you and see if we collectively missed something crucial about Atlas. Hi everyone, my name is Pat, welcome to Rebel Rewrite, and today I'm gonna take a look at Netflix's Atlas. Atlas offers a familiar yet engaging storyline. Jennifer Lopez stars as Atlas Shepard in a narrative that explores the classic trope of evil AI versus humanity. While the premise isn't groundbreaking, it provides enough intrigue and tension to keep the audience engaged throughout most of the movie. Aside from taking place on a foreign planet, it's a tried and true formula that manages to entertain. One of the strengths of Atlas is its accessibility. The narrative is simple and straightforward, with a snappy pace that keeps the audience engaged. This approach makes the film accessible to a broad audience without having to delve deeply into the world's fictional history or explain complex sci-fi concepts. It's a movie that doesn't demand too much from its viewers, which can be refreshing in a genre that at times gets bogged down by unnecessarily complex world building and redundant technobabble. Let's give credit where it's due. The visual effects team did a commendable job creating an alien planet. The CGI in Atlas is one of its standout features. From the sleek design of the mech suits to the futuristic cityscapes, particularly the reimagined Hollywood, the visuals are a joy to look at. The action sequences are well executed with smooth and realistic animations, bringing the high-stakes battles to life. However, it is worth noting that there are a few janky scenes. The sword emerging from Harlan's hand, for instance, feels off. The odd sword placement forces an unnatural spread of the fingers, which not only looks strange, but also creates unnecessary work for the VFX artists. A better solution would have been a wrist-mounted blade similar to what we've seen in Mortal Kombat or Full Metal Alchemist. It's a small detail, but in a movie so reliant on its visual effects, these little things do tend to stick out, leaving the audience with a feeling of they dropped the ball right there. It's by no means a deal breaker, but more so an unpleasant side note. Both Atlas and iRobot deal with the threat of AI to humanity, but they approach the theme quite differently. iRobot, starring Will Smith, is set in a future where robots are an integral part of daily life. It delves deeper into the ethical and philosophical implications of AI, presenting a more nuanced exploration of the man versus machine conflict.
A robot cannot harm a human being. The first law of robotics.
The protagonist in iRobot is a skeptical detective burdened by trauma who uncovers a conspiracy, offering a more complex character arc compared to Atlas' straightforward "it's all my fault, I need to fix it."
I caused the death of 3 million people!
While Atlas focuses more on action and visual spectacle, iRobot attempts to engage viewers on a more intellectual level with its exploration of Asimov's laws of robotics and how the machine's rigid decision-making can be a bad thing, or maybe even wrong at times. Some might prefer the one over the other, but for me, iRobot with its more complex themes gets the nod here. Another recent entry in the sci-fi genre tackles similar themes to Atlas, but with a twist. The creator involves human-like AI beings fighting for their survival. While Atlas stays within the conventional bounds of humans versus machines, the creator explores the moral complexities and potential humanization of AI, or at least it tried. I thought the idea was neat, but the execution was lacking, culminating in an overall disappointing experience. Atlas bonding with the mech was commonly comedic, but better executed overall and much more enjoyable than the silent bonding session and forced companionship we were subjected to by the main characters in The Creator. I didn't feel invested in anyone's fate in The Creator, let alone the uninteresting main characters, and couldn't care less about who lived and who died. Overall, Atlas plays it safe with its unlikely allies, frenemies type of relationship, and succeeds in delivering an engaging experience.
If you wanted to know my name, you ask me.
But your name is written on your badge.
The creator takes a big risk with its mellower approach, hoping to be endearing and offer a fresh take, but it doesn't pay off. The passivity of the characters ends up being too disengaging at times. The last on the list I'd like to compare it to is Alita Battle Angel, as it presents an interesting comparison point. Both films rely heavily on CGI to create their futuristic worlds, but Alita goes even a step further by centering on a CGI protagonist. The visual effects in Alita are groundbreaking, pushing the boundaries of what's possible in blending live action and computer-generated characters. But beyond the visuals, Alita also offers a more emotionally engaging story with deeper character development. The journey of self-discovery that Alita undergoes, coupled with the film's exploration of class disparity, provides a more compelling narrative compared to the somewhat predictable plot of Atlas. This comparison underscores how high-quality CGI alone isn't enough to elevate a sci-fi film. It still needs to be paired with strong storytelling and compelling characters to work. I'm still bummed about the fact that Alita didn't do better at the box office. It is one of the better manga adaptations out there. These comparisons help us see where Atlas stands in the sci-fi landscape. It's competent but doesn't push the boundaries of the genre in the way these other films have, or at least try. With these comparisons in mind, let's address the negatives. While I praised the quality of the CGI earlier, it's impossible to ignore how heavily Atlas relies on it. Almost every scene you see was filmed in front of a green screen, and while it's done well, this type of movie making can feel lazy. There's a certain threshold where CGI crosses from being a tool to enhance the story to becoming the entire visual language of the film. Atlas crosses this line early on, often feeling more like you're watching a mere very lengthy CGI animation rather than a classical live-action film. I understand the challenges, since the movie takes place on an alien planet. On-location shoots are impossible. Creating a fully practical suit would be impractical. But the overuse of CGI raises questions about the future of filmmaking. Do we even need real actors anymore if everything is going to be created with a computer? For some viewers, Atlas might have been the straw to break the camel's back when it comes to CGI fatigue. I want to clarify that there is nothing wrong with choosing to do a full CGI movie, but in Atlas' case, it feels a lot like they did the bare minimum and then fixed and added everything else in post. Maybe that's what ticked the critics off. I personally just wasn't sold on the vision, and it often felt like watching elaborate and over-the-top video game cutscenes, which I was mostly okay with. If you felt differently, let me know in the comments down below. If you like what you see, make sure to leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel, it would help me out a lot. One scene that stands out for all the wrong reason is a discussion about pronouns.
I'm sorry, but my pronouns are she and her, not it.
While the intention behind this scene may have been to promote inclusivity, the execution is horribly clumsy at best. It feels forced and disrupts the movie. Moreover, it's completely out of place in the context of the story. We're dealing with a piece of software in a mech suit. Aren't they both technically its? This scene exemplifies a broader issue in modern filmmaking.
This is gonna be a talking point.
Is it gonna be a talking point?
I'm sure some.
Because nerds are gay.
Well, some nerds are very not gay.
The tendency to shoehorn in progressive elements without properly integrating them into the story. It's a well-meant gesture, but completely misses the mark. Forced inclusivity is a lazy substitute for writing organically compelling and diverse characters. Maybe it's meant to be satire and it went completely over my head.
You're a computer program.
No, I'm not.
No?
But given that this is a Netflix production, I'm inclined to believe it's a genuine attempt to appease the woke activism. Despite its solid premise, Atlas struggles to stand out in the overcrowded sci-fi genre. The film doesn't offer much in terms of new ideas or innovative storytelling. The characters, though competently portrayed, lack depth and memorable qualities. Jennifer Lopez does her best with the material she's given, but Atlas Shepard never quite becomes a character we truly care about or root for in the movie. The storyline, while engaging enough, follows a predictable path that leaves little room for surprises. We've seen the AI turns against its creator's plot many times before, and Atlas doesn't bring anything new to the table. As a result, the movie feels like a rehash of familiar themes and concepts, failing to leave a lasting impression on viewers. The blatant lack of positive reviews from professional critics raises some questions. While the film's flaws are apparent, they seem glossed over or ignored entirely in many reviews. This discrepancy suggests a potential bias, possibly influenced by Netflix's promotional efforts. Viewers must always approach these reviews with a critical eye and form their own opinions based on the film itself rather than the hype or hate surrounding the medium in question. The overwhelmingly negative critical reception doesn't align with the actual quality of the film. Atlas is a solid sci-fi film, but doesn't bring anything particularly new to the table. Atlas didn't reinvent the wheel, nor did they claim to have done so. So why did all these critics hail Atlas as the chosen one to usher in a new era of science fiction movies? Your guess is as good as mine. This disconnect between the critical reception and the film's actual merits is concerning and speaks to a broader issue within the film industry concerning controlling public opinion. But that seems like a topic for another day. Despite its flaws, it's worth noting that Atlas succeeded in delivering what it promised, a sci-fi action film with an accessible narrative. For those of you looking for an easy-to-follow sci-fi adventure with decent action and visual effects, that's Atlas for ya. It's a competent entry in the genre, but too mundane to advance to a cult classic. Atlas is a testament to the fact that critics shouldn't be trusted. It's a movie that does what it promises, deliver a decent sci-fi experience. It's not groundbreaking and it has its flaws, but it's far away from the disaster some make it out to be. In the end, Atlas represents a particular type of modern blockbuster, big on spectacle, light on substance. It's a film that's easy to watch and just as easy to forget, but in a world where we're constantly bombarded with content claiming to be the next big thing, there's something to be said for a movie that simply aims to entertain for a couple of hours. Anyway, that's it from me this time around. Do you agree with my assessment, or did you see something I perhaps missed? If so, let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoy this type of content, make sure to like this video, comment and subscribe to the channel. And as always, thank you for watching and I hope to see you again.